You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
Welcome back to BG. What we talking about, man? You already know what time it is, man. It's the end of August. Football's right around the corner. You know, we always do. Usually I do a division per show, but this time we're going to knock out the whole AFC this week. And then next Saturday, we're going to do the entire NFC. So without further ado, let me introduce my guys. My panel today is my dog, Uncle FREEZIE, Blorange Tears, man. Always a pleasure to be on camera with you. Welcome.
Salute.
He got a bad choice in football teams, but we're not going to judge him today. And always my
It'll be
dog,
next
Coach
week.
Green. Always
Next week
my
is when I
dog,
get
Coach
judged,
Green,
right?
man. Always a
What's up?
pleasure to have my dog, Coach Green, man. You know, I've known him for over 40 years, dog. We grew up together. We linked together on this podcast journey, and we just been rocking out ever since. So always a pleasure to have my dog here. Y'all ready to talk some football?
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
Y'all ain't ready to talk no football.
Yes,
And I will
sir.
tell y'all, as y'all know, Chip's been here before, so y'all know he's the Eagles fan. He's a good choice of his football team, unlike this guy over here. But we ain't gonna slander him yet. We're gonna slander him next week. Next week we talk about the NFC when we're gonna talk about our teams.
Who
But
is
this
team?
week,
Who is team? Who your team?
Oh, it's the only team, bro. Relax.
Who?
Chicago Bears. Bet down.
You know what? I'm gonna let you live. You right.
Bet
You
down.
right.
damn down.
We'll
I'm
we'll
gonna let
have
him
that.
get
We'll
it
have
off.
that
I'm gonna let
conversation.
him get
We'll
it
have
off.
that conversation. I'm gonna let him live. I'm
My
gonna let him
brother,
live.
my brother's a diehard Bears fan, dog, and that's the one person I actually do say his little chant to him when he sends it to me. I always give it back, bear
Okay.
down,
Bet
because that's
down.
his squad. He knows
Bet
his
down.
bird gang over everybody, but I do respect the Bears, man. I really like Caleb Williams, so I won't slander him too bad today.
Okay.
But next weekend, we on Caleb Williams' head, man. But
And
let's get
the irony to this is all my bosses, all of them are Eagles fans, right? Like
smart,
Eagles.
man.
And
Smart,
just
man.
because our company is based in that area in the financial sector, like Delaware, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and all that. And so in our morning conversations, the first thing they make sure that I know is that fly Eagles fly.
Fly, just fly.
There you go.
Go bird. Go
Go
birds,
bird.
big kid. Let's
Right.
get on, man. Let's get on with this AFC talk, man. We're going to start in the AFC East, man. My biggest question in the AFC East, is it even right for us to talk about all four teams, or is this a two-team race between the Bills and the Patriots, man? I do respect the other teams down there. I will say, man, I think that the Jets are better than people think, and the Dolphins might be in a rebuild, man. They lost a lot of pieces this year. But what's your outlook on the AFC East this year, man? I personally think guys like Josh Allen have to be considered one of the favorites just because of his talent. But then you got that Patriots team that was just in the Super Bowl, and they just added a guy in AJ Brown. I think the AFC is going to be interesting. But do you guys think it's a two-team race? And if it ain't a two-team race, who you got winning it, Coach?
I do believe that it's a two-team race. However, I will say that I do like what the Jets in Miami has
Yeah,
done. The Miami, as far as rebuilding, they got the quarterback. Yeah, I like him. What's his last name? Lewis, right? Am I saying it right? Last name is Lewis. What do
yeah, I
you?
believe so. I'll pull him
Malik
up.
Lewis is Malik, right?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis. Yeah, like
Willis. I said
yeah.
Lewis too.
Yeah, young and nice. I like him, so I like where the direction Miami is going in, and that, it might take them a while, to turn everything around. But I do like the direction, and I do like the direction of Justin and Gino played pretty well last night. But this definitely is a two-team conference right here, and I do think the Bills going to win it. I don't think the Patriots is going to be as successful this year based on their schedule, and I just don't like them this year. Like, yeah, but that's a personal thing. I don't want to be all the way biased, but um, the schedule is going to be a lot tougher. And this is this is for Allen to step up. Like at this time, it's make or break. It's for him, in my opinion, is basically Super Bowl or bust. So he do got to step up and show that he can do it. But I do think this is a two team conference for sure.
Speaking of Super Bowl or bust, real quick, Freeze. Before you go on that, Freeze, do you agree with that point for Josh Allen, man? A lot of people hold Josh Allen to a high regard, and rightfully so, man. The guy is incredible individual talent, but he's come up short time after time after time,
I
and
don't think it. No,
kind of gets brushed under the rug. Do you think it's Super Bowl or bust for him, Freeze?
I think that's where he needs to be, brushed under the rug, right? But I have to say it in a context. I think Josh Allen was a good quarterback during an era where a lot of teams had bad quarterback play, right? But one could say there's an argument to be made that the best quarterback in that division right now is Drake May, right? And
It's an argument to be made.
if I say Drake May is the best quarterback in that division, you're going to ask me, well, what's the criteria? It's the traditional criteria. Can you lead a team? Can you keep turnovers down? Right? Can you advance the football? Can you move the football on key third down possessions late in games? Can you keep drives alive? In the moments that you depend on your quarterback, can Drake May make plays? Right?
But I believe that to be true for Josh Allen as well, though.
Right,
When you need him to make plays.
But hear me out though. But hear me out though, because I want to say the Drake May part, and then I'll get back to the Josh Allen part. I promise. The thing with Drake May is, in year 2, you saw Drake May take his team from a team that picked 3rd in the draft to the Super Bowl. Right? We've been waiting on Josh Allen to make these steps for years. Right? The answer to the question is this: how many conference championships has Josh Allen been to? How many Super Bowls has he been to? Right? And then
Conference championships, I think we're at 2 or 3, and no Super Bowls, obviously.
1, right?
Oh, only one? He only went to one conference championship?
Yep, because remember, Kansas City and the Ravens have that beef in the conference championship, not Kansas City and Buffalo. Right. Secondly, and more importantly, Drake May had 2 different coaching staffs in 2 different years and took this step already, where Josh Allen has had a level of consistency for over the years. And the answer to Josh Allen's progression.
Don't mean to cut you off, Freezie. He has 2 appearances, and both losses were to Kansas City. So he's been to the conference championship in 2021 and in 2025. He lost to Kansas City both times.
That was Cincinnati. Okay, yeah.
He lost to them both times.
But hold on. I don't like that. I don't like where you're going with this. Saying that he's
but I didn't finish my point. The point that I'm trying to get to is a criteria that we hold great quarterback play to. If we just go by that criteria, Drake May is already excelling based on that criteria, where Josh Allen, remember, Josh Allen is I think he's a 10-year vet now.
He don't have enough data though, but that's what I'm saying. He don't have enough data to be better than Josh Allen. Like you have
I would have to agree with Coach.
You have one hot year.
What do you mean not enough?
And you go on
I think this is the problem. This is the problem with the Joe Burrows of the world, though. Freeze. Joe Burrow went to that Super Bowl. He got put on this pedestal, and he just missed the playoffs 3 years in a row. He's not there. He's injured when it matters. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. So that's why I think that's an issue, because, again, like I said, Joe Burrow made it to the promised land, and we ain't seen him since, and people refuse to let him get knocked off of that pedestal now because he did it so many years ago. I don't think I could give Drake May that nod over Josh Allen yet. It's his trajectory looking like it could be there, yes, but I don't know if I'll be willing to say it right now. I don't know.
I'm saying Josh Allen was, I'll put it this way. Josh Allen was the belle of the ball, right? When other teams didn't have great quarterback play.
And when we say other teams when we say other teams didn't have good quarterback play, like you got Lamar and you got Mahomes. Like, You got Lamar and you got Mahomes. Like
Justin Herbert is good.
Justin Herbert is later on, but he ain't them. He just high on the pedestal. He ain't Mahomes or Lamar.
But that's
Those
the point.
guys, those guys run the AFC,
But
and you got to beat them guys.
I understand where you're coming from. But what I'm saying now, with the influx of talent at quarterback now, with your Caleb Williams, with your Jaden Daniels, with the CJ Stroud, with the Drake Mays, now with these guys coming into the league, the guy in New Orleans, the
He ain't
quarterback.
good enough yet. They
Yeah,
just had a
Tyler
terrible
Shuck.
record. He
I'm
ain't
saying,
even.
I didn't say elite talent. Like, he's not an elite talent. What I'm
He
saying
don't
is,
need to be named. He don't even need to be named right
okay,
now.
okay, all right. So, but what I'm saying is when the league had maybe 7 good quarterbacks, we could say this thing about Josh Allen because he was in that top 7.
What
Now,
was
multiple teams have great quarterbacks, and they do it in different ways. The Eagles have a good quarterback, right? The Bears have a good quarterback. The Lions have a great quarterback. The Rams have a great quarterback. Like, great quarterbacks are all over the place now. I don't think we can
great
include Josh.
quarterbacks are not all over the place, in my opinion. I mean,
Where
that
would
might
you
be just you.
where are you putting Josh Allen on your list starting off the season, Freeze? Where would you put Josh Allen on your quarterback list right now?
I would say Josh Allen is probably 9th in the top 10.
Ninth?
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
wow, wow.
Wow.
And ironically, I would have Drake
Chip,
May
your
about
camera
4th.
went out.
My camera went out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we can't see you right now. We can't see you right
He's
now. But
shot.
yeah,
He's
man.
shot.
But you
So
can hear me.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Freeze.
Wow, because I
So
can see y'all.
Chip said he does have Buffalo coming out of the AFC East. Do you got a winner for the AFC East currently? I'm not saying it sounds like you leaning Patriots. It sounds like you leaning Patriots, but I must ask, who do you have coming out of the AFC East?
Patriots.
Patriots. I respect it, man. They definitely should
That-
be that team that's I mean, they like you said, man, they showed it last year and they've added more. So I look forward to seeing what the Patriots have. I do think it is a two-team race, as we mentioned at the top of this segment. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the Jets will surprise some people. They'll be better than they were last year. And again, Miami's figuring it out. Miami's did a complete retool, but when it comes to the AFC East, I do think it's between Josh Allen and them boys in Buffalo or Drake May and those guys over in New England. But we shall see. We shall
We
see.
shall see for sure. I'm
Y'all ready
holding
to go?
to that.
Y'all ready to go up? Y'all ready to go up north?
Oh, for sure.
Let's
I
go.
didn't want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to lead the AFC East this quick, but man. I personally think, guys, I think the headline for the AFC North this year is what is up with the quarterbacks. And when I say the quarterbacks, we'll go over each individual team, but I'm gonna just give headlines for all of them. We just had a conversation about Lamar Jackson. We had a conversation about Josh Allen. Well, that same conversation could be had about Lamar Jackson. Talent is one thing. You can show that you're the man, but if you can't get over the hump, at what point do we say, all right, man, maybe this not working? It's hard to think that when you talk about a talent like Lamar Jackson, but at some point, the people that cut checks in Baltimore is probably going to say, damn, it's cool that we got a good player at quarterback, but at what point are we going to say maybe we need to go in a new direction? Then you got a guy like Joe Burrow, who I mentioned earlier, held on a pedestal, but he's been missing the playoffs year after year because of injuries, because of his defense. Okay, but he's the quarterback. When is he going to be held to step up in those big moments to overcome the things that Cincinnati don't have? Then you got Pittsburgh. You go to Pittsburgh, you got a 75-year-old playing quarterback. Is this the last time we're going to see Aaron Rodgers this year? And then you close out with Cleveland, man. Their quarterback situation is something I wouldn't want to wish on anybody's team. I love Shador Sanders. I think Deshaun Watson may still have some left in the tank, but I wouldn't want to be the person to decide who's starting for the Cleveland Browns. So, man, those are my just headlines for the AFC North. But I think it's wide open. When you talk about the teams, I think it's wide open over who can win this division. So I'll throw that question to y'all. I'll throw it to Freezy first, man. What's your thoughts on the AFC North this year so far, going into the season?
I think Cleveland is going to surprise some people.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pittsburgh has too many obstacles to overcome. I would be shocked if the Steelers won more than 5 games. I'd be
Wow.
shocked.
Mm.
Not
Mm.
the Kings are going 8-8. Not the Kings are going 9-7. They
Yeah,
always finish at 500 or better. This
but you
ain't
know
gonna be
what?
the year says
But
freezing.
was it the Steelers doing that, or was that the head coach? Was that Mike
A lot of
Tomlin?
Tomlin. A lot of Tomlin.
Was
A
that
lot of
Mike
Tomlin.
Tomlin the king of going 9-8? You know what I'm saying? See, that's
Hmm.
the thing. And Mike Tomlin's not there anymore.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And all those first round picks, that the draft pick capital they spent on offensive line, it's not working. They don't have they have good receiver talent. Like they have one guy in DK Metcalf, right? But outside of that, who do they have that's going to consistently move the chains? One of the things that they're missing is one of the things the Steelers have been known for over the years is a bell cow running back that could either
That's
catch the
exactly what I was
ball,
gonna say.
either catch the ball and you know, or be a multi-purpose back, or just a straight ahead steamroller. But they always had something.
Hmm.
They don't have that now. They have the Warren kid who they hope can catch lightning in a bottle. They hope he's talented enough. So, in my view, just to summarize my thought, right? I think Cincinnati is going to win a ton of games, and I think while I do think the Ravens will be in play, I think Cincinnati is going to win the division. And just keep in mind that the Ravens are changing head coach for the first time in 20-something years.
Yeah.
Same thing as in
Wow.
Pittsburgh. And
Wow.
that is something that has to be accounted for.
It does.
Continuity means
It
something.
does. It
You
does.
know what
No,
I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Especially when you had the same coach for so long. It's not like
for
they
so
turning
long.
over. It's not like they turning over a program from 3 years of a coach. They turn over a program. Harbaugh has his thumb all over Baltimore. His
Or it's
thumbprint
not
is
like
all over the organization.
Well,
right,
well,
or it's not like Mike Tomlin or Harbaugh had an heir apparent that they wanted to handpick and turn it over to run the same system. They're
no.
changing everything.
All right, so you're talking about continuity, but if you remember, I remember when the Eagles when we first changed and we got Doug Peterson and we wound up going to the Super Bowl. Sometimes continuity, especially when you change over and you got the same players, that continuity starts in the summer right there. I believe Baltimore is going to benefit for this, getting a breath of fresh air with the same young players, and you have the best quarterback in the whole AFC right now. Lamar Jackson is flat out the best quarterback in the AFC, especially while Mahomes is coming off an injury, right? Mahomes is number 2 right now, only because he's coming off an injury, right? And this is football. Lamar Jackson is hands down like he's your MVP, back-to-back MVP. Should have had 3 MVPs, star-studded. They fixed the line. They got the running back. They got the young wide receiver. I'm telling you, they're going to be in the Super Bowl this year. Not only are they going to win their division, they're going to the Super Bowl this year. And
Oh,
you're
you
not. And
jump.
he.
You jumping the gun crazy. I was
I,
going to ask you who was the Super Bowl.
I'm
You picking the
telling
Ravens
you,
right now to
I'm
go?
picking the Ravens right now. Defense is going to be intact. Defense is going to be lights out. Lamar Jackson is a
My question
show.
is MVP. My question is MVP, bro. I'm with you on all of that except MVP.
Listen,
I think the league MVP is coming out of the NFC. That's all I'm saying.
and that can be very much true. But what I will say is this: Lamar Jackson is going to have MVP type numbers.
Right.
I don't blame. I don't even blame. If you look at the last 2 losses they had in the playoffs, come on, dog. You got a dude dropping a 2-point conversion that hit him in his hand, and you got a kicker missing a chip shot. I'm not blaming Lamar from that, especially when he came back off an injury and carried them to the playoffs.
I'm blaming Lamar for that.
I ain't blaming Lamar. Man, Lamar's job is
Blaming
to
Lamar
make
because there were some
plays.
things that happened in the game that led to that. It's
Hey,
not that play specific,
but I'm
right?
gonna say it
But
again.
when
Like
you got a dude in the flat, but you look downfield, and then that dude downfield get covered up, and you take a sack when you could have got rid of the football that put you into a third down, and now it's like you can't use Derrick Henry for like 3rd and 11, right? Now it's like one of them things. Yeah, so
I'm gonna say it again. The
Lamar doesn't
playoffs.
go without blame. That's what I'll say. I'm
Okay,
not
yeah,
saying I do not like. I do not like the headlines always being Lamar Jackson's on the hot seat because he hasn't got it done. I do not
Right.
like that.
That's not
But
fair.
I'm not going to act like he doesn't deserve any of it. I do agree with
I,
you, Chip.
All
On you
quarterbacks
can't
made
put
bad
it
decisions
all
during the
on
season.
him.
Yeah.
But at the end of
yeah.
the day, he's the head of the snake. So he got it.
He
You
got
know
to
what
take some
happens if
blame
you
and some.
win. If you win, you get held to the pedestal. When you lose, they're gonna beat you
I,
down because you're the
they're gonna
quarterback,
beat you. I get it.
But you
and
gotta live with it.
especially being
You
the
gotta
black
live with it.
quarterback.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he made plays to win the game. His job is to put them in position to win the game. They had position to win the game. They failed him, in my opinion. You can't drop the ball. You can't drop the ball.
There
You
are
can't miss a
times
chip shot.
that they failed him. I agree.
I think
It's,
they stopped running Derrick Henry. Y'all remember they stopped running Derrick Henry? They
yeah.
legit stopped giving Derrick Henry the football on. Bro, it's 2nd down and 6, and y'all running play action on a fringe.
Hey, that's what I mean by that's hardball. And now you got a breath of fresh air. You got a new coach in there. Is new expectation. And guess what? I believe that they are going to run. I'm telling you, they gonna punish the AFC this year, and it's gonna be on Lamar back. And you are watching one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Lamar
Oh,
Jackson.
I don't think anybody will disagree with that. But if you don't win, if you continue to come up short, Chip,
That's
it's
true. You're
hard to
gonna
have.
be.
It's going to be very hard to have that conversation in 10 years if he doesn't get it done.
I get it, and I get it, but I'm not gonna act like I'm not enjoying the show. I
Oh
am
no,
enjoying.
I definitely enjoyed
I
the
am
show. I
enjoy.
definitely
I
enjoyed the
am.
show. I
Hey,
Enjoy,
definitely enjoyed
may I interject? I just want to interject this something real quick. First of all, I got Cincinnati winning that division, right? I
treatment.
think,
it. Okay.
and
That's
because
not, but that's not a bad take, I don't think, because I just
That's
like
a.
the Buffalo, New England. I think it could be either one of those teams.
right,
I'll say this. Go ahead.
I think Coach Chip is right. Like Lamar is special, right? I have Cincinnati winning the division because Cincinnati doesn't play Baltimore 17 times. Both teams have different schedules that they play,
But you
right?
gotta pay them twice.
Right, but I mean, but that's it. Even if you lose them twice, you can still go 15-2.
They
You
ain't
know what
going no
I'm
15-2.
saying? No. I'm just saying. I know that. But what I'm saying is that it depends on each team's schedule, right? Okay, so here's the thing.
When I'm looking at it, not to cut you off, but because I just pulled it up right when you said it, when I'm looking at it, the Bengals have an easier way to it. You got to remember, Chip, they don't have a first place schedule. They schedule is
Nah,
actually pretty smooth. They got the Bucks, tough game, but then they Texans, tough game, Steelers, Jags, Dolphins, Ravens, Titans, Falcons, Steelers, Commanders, Saints, Browns, Chiefs, Panthers. Like they don't have a terrible schedule to be able to
right.
win. I don't think 15 games, but to win, be
10
a 12 or
games.
13 win team, 12
Yeah,
or
that's
13
that's
games,
games.
they
what I'm
could.
getting at.
I'm saying they could.
They win 10 games.
Okay, either way, but what I'm saying, but the point I was getting to is I don't think the Ravens are going to have an easy schedule or an easy path to the Super Bowl is what we think because the AFC West is better, right? Denver was in the AFC Championship game last year, and they may have won it, but their quarterback was injured. Remember, Bo Nix was out that game,
Mhm.
right? So we may be the conversation we're having about the Patriots, we could be having about the Broncos,
We're going to
right?
have that conversation in a minute,
Right,
by the way,
right,
because
right, right.
I
Right.
personally believe Denver is serious.
If Denver is serious. We don't know what we're going to get out of Kansas City. The reason why I say that is the reason why Pat Mahomes got hurt is not because he slipped on a banana peel. It was because the Chiefs were regressing, and that man had to be Superman, right? He didn't just slip on a banana peel and tear his Achilles. Remember, he had to have an out-of-body experience every week for them to win. And it finally caught up to the Chiefs. And then when we look at it, we're like, well, did the Chiefs do anything to improve stuff around Mahomes before he returns? And
Yes.
the
A
answer
little bit. They added a
no.
running game. They added a running game.
They did the most important thing.
They
They
got
have
the
different
running back
weapons on the
from the
outside.
Seahawks, right?
They went
Yeah, and
and
Walker.
they went and got his offensive coordinator back.
Right,
That's the most important thing they needed to do.
But he's
They
not
did,
even in. But he's not in camp. Remember, they had a tragedy like 2 weeks ago.
no, he's back at camp. He's back.
Okay,
He's back.
Okay.
He's back in the camp, and he was in the meetings, and I get it. He had the tragedy and everything else. And before I really get to that conference and that division, I mean, I don't want to just leave Lamar and them so easily. I just want to say this one quick time. Cincinnati, and you can watch the preseason and look at Cincinnati. They still can't protect Joe Burrow.
It is the preseason. It
Well,
is
In
the
the preseason, they
preseason.
can't
they
protect
practice
him.
against the Bears
No,
this week.
there's no way they win in that division. Like, they can't protect him. He's a pocket quarterback. He can't get out pocket and make plays. I don't care what nobody tell me. You can sit up here and try to say you blew in your face with the pocket quarterback. That's how you win. No, it ain't. That front four is getting in there, baby. And when they get in there,
Joe Burrow is this generation's Dan Marino, bro.
say what?
I love that comparison because I'm tired of people telling me how good Joe Burrow is and he don't win nothing.
Say it again.
That's definitely who he is. Joe
Joe
Burrow is
Burrow
today's
is
Dan
this
Marino.
generation's Dan Marino.
And that's cool. Dan Marino got all the numbers, and guess what?
And
His
all
career
the
ended
talent.
early.
And listen, and the thing is I'm not knocking the Ravens. What I'm saying is when you have turnover like that, when you're changing your identity, when you go from one guy to another, things tend to change. I think we have to give Baltimore some time to see who they are under this coach before we can say we're going to get the same thing we saw the last 10 years. That's my thing on it.
And I get it.
I respect that.
I respect that too. But normally, when you have like when it's a turnover in head coach, is a difference between a turnover in head coach and personnel. Like Miami Dolphins is a turnover in head coach and personnel. We had to get rid of
And
all
personnel.
our personnel, and we had to bring in new guys. Baltimore just had to. I switch my coach. I'm gonna get rid of some of these linemen. I'm gonna fix some things, but we still got our main crew intact. That's a whole different ballgame. That's a whole different ballgame, and it's hard to scout for as well. So when I'm coming in with new personnel, like for me, when I look at May, I'm not high on him because here it is in year two. Now the scout report is out. Now we got data on you, baby. Now we can game plan for you properly, and we're gonna see how good you really are when we go through a hard schedule. It's the same thing I feel about Burrow. Burrow made a Super Bowl run. Now that scout report out. Now what you gonna do? This is what separates the greats from the greatest. Lamar back-to-back MVPs, back-to-back MVP numbers. You can't even game plan for him. And now you're coming in with a new coach. Now you're about to see something new. I'm excited about seeing something new. Now we're about to really find out how good he really is, and can he make that step as far as Mahomes go. I mean, come on, man. They got Andy Reid is a great coach, and now bringing back his guy, that continuity going to be even better. You got him a wide receiver, and you got him a running game. You about to really see how dangerous he really is. It's just about him being healthy at the right time. So
when that quarterback doesn't hand it off, then what happens? Because the thing is with great quarterbacks, you have to have some adequate playmaking threats, right? Because it's one thing when you playing, you know what I'm saying, you playing against the Oakland Raiders and the Oakland Raiders have a former linebacker playing safety or a former safety playing linebacker, right? That's one thing. But when you playing, say, against the Eagles, who may have they sixth best DB maybe Cooper DeJean, like that stuff that you're talking about, like trying to run out there, like just because you like the beige sensation is not going to be able to work his magic, you know what I'm saying, against dudes that actually have talent, right? Like the thing is that we don't know who's in the Chargers secondary, right? Derwin James, and then it's like who else is back there? You don't know who's back there for the Raiders, right? Right. But then when you play the Broncos, though, you got two lockdown corners, a jumbo nickel, and two safeties that may not cover, but they love to hit. Right.
you think the Broncos is going to beat the Chiefs this year? Are you trying to hit that to me?
I do.
I'm telling you, bro.
Wow.
I'm telling you, bro. Don't be left behind, bro.
I like.
Bro.
Wow.
Hey, coach, chill,
Let's
coach, chill.
close out. Let's close out the AFC North because we about to get to
Let,
we about to
we
get to
about to get
that
to
division.
let's close it out. Let's
Okay,
close it out. I can't wait. Let's get it.
okay.
So it
Hey,
sounds like it by the sounds of it. It sounds like it looks like it's a 2-team race in the AFC North too. The way my guys is talking, it seems like it's going to be Lamar and them or Burrow and them. I'm interested to see if this is the last year for Aaron Rodgers. And again,
yes,
man, that Cleveland
yeah.
situation, man. I always for until the end of time will root for Shador Sanders. But like I said, I wouldn't want to be a Browns fan
Cleveland's got
dealing with.
weapons though.
They got
Let us
weapons, but
see.
they can't make a decision. They got a
Yeah.
$200 million man that they don't want to play, but they gave him so much money they got to play him.
They
Then they
gotta
got a kid
play him.
that they don't want to play because they just don't like him. Like they don't know what they want to do.
Yeah,
This,
They
this is
don't know what they want.
clearly what they want to do is this. Cleveland has lost for so long. They saw
That's a
all
fact.
the winners in the league win by having the white hat cowboy quarterback. That's what they want, right? They want a Pat Mahomes, a Lamar Jackson. They want a Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. They don't want to pick a dude off the scrap heap for one reason or another. Because Deshaun Watson and Shador Sanders are both two dudes off the scrap heap. One's a late round pick, and the other is a former first round pick that flashed talent over the years. All these injuries. They don't want to do that, bro.
But the
They
thing is,
want them a guy where they can hand the keys to him for the next 15 years and don't have any questions.
I'm sorry.
Philadelphia has that guy. Like Philadelphia don't have a question at
I,
quarterback.
but
Chicago,
I feel like you can say that statement for the last 40 years. We talking about the
yeah.
Browns. Remember that jersey that had every quarterback name they've had over the
yeah,
last like
I remember that.
like
I remember that.
they've been
I remember that.
trying to do this
Right,
shit forever.
right.
Yeah, they terrible.
They haven't landed on a quarterback in my lifetime. In my lifetime, they haven't landed on a quarterback yet. So I
Bro,
mean, this
Trash.
story has been the Browns story forever. It's
so
been
you
their
agree?
story forever.
So you
Yeah, no,
agree
I
with me
100%
then?
agree. Yeah, yeah.
Because the
I
thing
was
is,
just laughing because I was like, I feel like we could have had this conversation every beginning of every Brown
every year,
season over the last
and
30 years.
and you know what? And we may be having it again next year, bro. It's the Browns.
It's the
It's the
It's
Browns.
the
Browns.
Browns, bro.
It's the Browns, Tom.
Baltimore winning the
It's the
division
Browns.
though. Baltimore
Baltimore
winning the
coach,
division.
coach says he's taking Lamar. Uncle Freeze say he's taking Joe. I'm gonna
I'm
go with
taking
Lamar
Joe
as
in the
well.
schedule. I'm not
Now,
taking.
Joe in the schedule makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Now that
that's
I
what I'm
looked at it, I kind of feel what you're saying. I looked at that schedule like,
10
damn,
games.
yeah.
they got some cake. They got some cakewalks a little bit in the
10
middle of that.
games.
10 games. We
10
going. Hey,
games.
hey, that's the beautiful thing about my podcast. It'll be up forever. We're
Yeah.
gonna be able to go back to this tape. We're gonna be able to go
Right.
back to this
10
tape in
games.
January. In January, we're gonna be able to go back to this tape and see if the Bengals was able to get more than 10 wins. But I think the AFC North, just like the AFC East, sadly enough, is probably gonna come down to those two teams. Hopefully Pittsburgh can shake things up for people. Hopefully Browns can shake things up. But that AFC East and the AFC North might come down to two teams.
Right.
Now, this next division, I know we talked about the AFC West a lot, but I want to save them for last. This next division, I want to talk about the AFC South, man. It's low key kind of hard to talk about this division for me because I just feel like I never know. Like, I don't
Mhm.
know who's to be the favorite. I don't know who the best team is. I don't know which version of Trevor Lawrence we're gonna get. I don't know which version of CJ Stroud we're gonna get. I don't know if are the Colts really as good as they were at the beginning of the season. Like, be clear, the Colts was the best team probably in the NFL for the first 10 weeks of the season.
Yep.
Daniel Jones went down and it showed, they got a lot more holes than we thought. I just don't, and then I don't think anybody expects much out the Titans. How we feeling about the AFC South, man, with all of those things hanging over your head? Because, like I said, I don't know. I know a lot about these teams, but I don't know which version of these teams we get year in and year out. But I do believe in that Texans defense. If I had to pick the bright
Man,
spot of that whole division, that Texans defense
lights
is
out.
nasty. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking about the AFC South? That anybody can win. Coach, your camera went out again.
I see that. It just came back though. Can you hear me or can you see me?
Nah, nah.
All right.
But yeah, I personally think that division is completely up in the air, as it always is, man. I don't know if they have the same. I don't know if they have the same reputation as the NFC East over the years when we just never had a repeat champion. But I feel like that with them because I, I think the Jags are good. I think the Texans are good. I think the Colts are good. But sometimes they look bad. So what y'all think about the AFC South, man? What's y'all thoughts on the AFC South? What team y'all want to touch on?
I'm gonna start off with the Texans. I'm gonna start off with the Texans, man. I like the Texans. I think they're going. The defense is going to be lights out. C.J. Stroud, he killing me with the duck walk. He killing me with the duck feet, bro. He got to get his athletic ability up. Yeah, like he ain't got no business coming in looking like that, bro. But I like Young Game though. I can't sit up there and act like you know he's just a bust. He's not a bust. He can play. Um, the system believes in him. The team believes in him. They got a great coach. They got a great staff, and the defense gonna always keep them in the game. They're going to be way better than people think. And I think they might be coming in the league slept on enough. And I believe he's gonna make plays. He just got to get over the hump in the playoffs, which won't be easy. But I got the Texans winning the division. I got the
And
Texans winning the
I
division.
made those wide eyes initially, but now I think about it, I just said I don't know. So saying you got the
Right?
Texans is not a bad take because it could be the Texans. If they play the way
Yeah.
they should, the way we know they're capable of playing, the way that defense plays, and if CJ Stroud can live up to what we know he was in his rookie season, I do think the Texans can make some noise, man. I had a conversation with a Texans fan 2 days ago, and he said, I think it's clear cut that we should be the Super Bowl favorites in the AFC. And I said, why? And he started breaking stuff down to me, and I respect it, but I just don't agree 100% with them being the favorites. What you like about what you think, Freeze?
I think, respectfully, I think y'all wow ODing on the Texans, bro.
Mm.
I think
That
y'all
defense,
wild up.
that
Yeah,
defense.
nah, man. The thing is, D'Amico Ryans is probably a top 5 coach in the NFL, right? But he'll
Okay.
never get credit because the Houston Texans never get credit for being smart, right? Like they get credit for having nice uniforms and all that stuff, and they always have nice stories. But we never look at when we look at smart football organizations. We rarely look at the Houston Texans. Like we always think maybe New England, Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? Green Bay when McCarthy was there. Like we always think like, those are pretty smart. But Houston is a very small organization. But I tell you what though, that division is beat to whoop up on the Texas aggressive defense.
Mm-hmm.
And here's why, right? You in order to beat a great defense, you have to have physical mismatches, right? The reason why the Minnesota Vikings could beat the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears back in the day with great defenses is nobody could guard Randy Moss,
Right.
right? Nobody could guard Randy Moss. Like it don't matter what kind of scheme you got and how good your defensive ends are. If nobody can guard Moss, you're at a disadvantage. And
Mm-hmm.
that is where teams like the Texans and the Colts and the Jaguars know because they play them twice a year, every year. They know that the Texans have an outstanding pass rush, right? But who in Houston can guard Ty Warren, the tight end? He is a mismatch, bro. He is a
He,
receiver
he, he,
skilled.
he went to the mighty Penn State, by the way. Hold on, let me see. Yeah,
Yeah,
right there.
Penn
You
State.
see,
Yeah.
he went to the mighty Penn State, by the way. So I understand the difficulty in defending him. I do understand your point there.
And that's a minor thing in the chess match is what I'm saying. Like it's not as simple as those two teams get on the field and the Texans are going to steamroll people. Nah, it's not going to. Man, listen, Daniel Jones was probably the league MVP before he tore his Achilles. Right?
Definitely top three. Definitely top
Like
three.
Yeah, because he was the runaway favorite, and then he had a bad game. He came back, had a bounce back game, and then he tore his Achilles.
Then he got hurt. Yep.
Right. And so if he's playing, and I'm not saying that he's going to be this going forward, but he did show in a somewhat limited sample size that he's a really good quarterback, bro. Right? He's a really good quarterback. And
No,
then
I agree.
to top that off, so you have your mismatch, you have good quarterback play, and then the piece de resistance for the Colts that have them better than everybody else in the division is they potentially have the best offensive line in football. Potentially, right? Have the best, and then behind the best offensive line in football, they have potentially the best running back in the game. Potential.
I wouldn't be mad at somebody's opinion thinking that. I wouldn't. That's not a terrible take. That's not a
Right.
terrible take.
Right. Because all the other running backs that all the other great running backs have a ton of weapons on their offense. Like when you look at the kid in Detroit, they have an outstanding offensive system, bro. So he's not even going to face a 7-man box, right? He's just a weapon, right?
Nah, yeah, they throw the ball enough that he can't
Right.
face it. They're never super low. As talented as Jahmyr Gibbs is, I think Detroit's system is too complex to load the box against him all game.
You cannot
You can't
load the box because of the speed they have in Jameson Williams and the hands that they have of Amon-Ra St. Brown, and they have two tight ends that but enough about Detroit. The Colts, though. The Colts have a quarterback, a running back, an offensive weapon, and the best offensive line, right? But then at the same time, the Colts have a decent defense, decent enough, right? The Texans,
their corners is outstanding.
right?
They don't have an amazing, but cornerback they got that locked down. Their corners
run
are
defense.
phenomenal.
Their run defense needs some help. They pass rush is okay. They run defense needs some help, right? But here's the thing: Jacksonville don't care about none of that. Jacksonville's going to come out. They're going to put 3-4 receivers on the field. They're going to take some of the Texans linebackers off the field, right? They're going to spread the Texans out and say, bring your pass rush, because we're going to throw a 3-yard pass to Brian Thomas, and you better hope your safety can get him to the ground before he
can make tackles.
Yep. And so with all these questions and things, I don't think the AFC South is a runaway. I think every week you're going to see all 4 teams score a ton of points. And the Titans are going to score a ton of points, not because they have a dominant offense, but because when you get down 21-3 or 24-7, you got to start throwing the football. And you know how it is. Like when your team get down, you have to pass your way back into the game. You got to go. So
that's why Dak Prescott's number is so high, because they always down and he always throwing the ball. Like, my bad. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's just easy to take a shot at a Cowboy. Like, I'm sorry. That was uncalled for. I ain't had to do that.
Right. But
I agree with you, man. I think that's the thing about the AFC South, man. When I say the terms I don't know, it's not because I think the 4 teams are bad. It's because I think they good. All 4 teams could win. Well, not all 4. I don't think the Titans can win the division. I don't think they can win the division. But all 3 teams could easily win the division. But because all 3 can win, you're gonna get a dogfight in that division all year.
Week.
All year. Every game is gonna be a dogfight, at least those division games. Because all 3 teams are ultra talented. All 3 teams are ultra talented.
You know what my biggest question is, though? My biggest question is, can the Houston Texans offense stay healthy?
That's key. They always lose something. They always lose 2-3 players in their main dogs.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Number 12 is always hurt. Their left tackle is always hurt, right? Like they always get injuries on the line. And now CJ Stroud is running for his life, don't have time to pass. Now we're saying, is CJ Stroud a bust? No, man. Fix your offensive line.
Yeah. CJ Stroud is looking a little out of shape, but he is still talented. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
I don't use the word bust with CJ Stroud. I understand why people do because like, oh, we saw you as a rookie and then your sophomore season wasn't as good, so you must be a bust. I get it, but I don't think that's it. I don't think it's that clear cut with CJ Stroud. I think that they're gonna make some noise this year. I really like the Texans. I like their defense a lot.
right.
But then
Yep,
again, like I said, I like the Jags offense. I like the Colts team as a whole, honestly, because
yeah,
again, through 12 weeks last year, they were the best team in football. Um,
right.
so it remains to be seen who's going to come out that AFC South. If I gotta make a pick, if I have to, you're holding a gun to my head. I'm probably going to go Texans because of defense.
Right.
I'm probably gonna go Texans because of defense. Hopefully, CJ Stroud can step up and be the leader of that team that he needs to be. But it'll be interesting in the South, man. It'll be super interesting in the South simply because, like I said, I think all three of those teams got a chance. I think all three of those teams have a chance to somehow be there when it matters. And I don't
Right.
mean the Super Bowl, but when it comes down to who's going to win the division, I think all three of them have a shot. Who you going with? Who you going with in the South?
It's complicated, bro. I wish I had a three-sided
I
coin to
know,
flip.
I know, I
Right.
know.
Right.
That's why
But
I started the segment saying I don't know,
I
dog. The South
know
is hard to predict, man. The
because
South
I
is
think
hard to predict.
it's hard to predict because the thing I think we have the question about most is, was Daniel Jones hot or is he just this good? Right.
And that's the weird thing. Being in the NFC East and having to play against them for a few years, I did get to witness that talent firsthand quite often. And at times Daniel Jones looked like he was one of them guys, but then there was a lot of times he didn't look like he was one of them guys. So early on in that Colts season last year, it was hard for me to like be on his side or be against him when I had conversations with Colt fans because I was like, well, I know he's good. I know how good he is,
Right.
but then I always know him to kind of mess up when it matters. We
Right.
didn't get to see him mess up when it matters because he wound up getting injured. But
Right.
man, you can't deny that through 12 weeks, the Colts were the best team in the AFC. They were.
Right.
They were last year. And like you said, man, it remains to be seen whether that was lightning in the bottle. He just caught it one time, or is this really what Daniel Jones is? And maybe just that tenure in New York wasn't truly who he was. We've seen guys like Geno Smith recreate their career. We've seen guys, Sam Darnold,
Sam
people that
Darnold.
thought Sam Darnold was nothing, just in a different situation, be shown, I can be a valuable quarterback in this league. It was just where I was at, just wasn't the right fit for me. So
Right.
it remains to be seen. I could see that. I'm not saying I could see the Colts win the Super Bowl, but I can see that being Daniel Jones. I can see that. It looked like that's what it was. Like, well, look at what I really can be. And
Right.
the talent was always there. The talent was always
The
there.
talent is there, and I think unlike the Texans and unlike the Jaguars on whether it's 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 11, the Colts have a player that they can use to convert a first down. Right? They know that regardless of whatever defensive scheme you draw up, no one man in this league. I don't care who. I don't care if it's Kyle Hamilton, Derwin James. I don't care who it is. No one person can guard Tyler Warren. Period. Period.
Look, you ain't gonna get me to argue. You
Right.
ain't gonna get me to argue. I'm a
Right.
Tyler
And,
Warren
and
fan.
and while I doubted it, I was like, no, he can't be that good, bruh. Like when they say he can't be that good, bruh. I saw 4 of those games, and I saw where they buzzed underneath, and they had help over the top, and they were sitting a corner in the flat, and Daniel
Can't do
Jones threw the
nothing.
football in that window, and he came down with the football and got yards after the catch.
You can't do nothing with that guy.
You
Nothing with that guy.
cannot.
He within one season automatically put himself in the top 5 tight ends in the NFL. In one
Right.
season. You know how
In one
we weren't
season.
you know how Chip wasn't willing to give you who was it we was talking about
Mhm.
earlier? Drake May, you know how he
Yeah,
hasn't
yeah,
had
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Tyler
yeah.
Warren did enough in one season to
In
be
one
in the
season.
top 5 tight ends in the NFL. And it's not a question, I don't think. I don't
It's
think
not a
anybody's
question.
gonna question that. Like he was ready for the NFL when he got here. He was
When
ready
on
when he got
on
here.
on arrival, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why I say that even though the Texans are good defensively, they're well managed, well coached, right? I don't know if they have an answer for Tyler Warren, right? Because when in doubt, just throw it to Tyler Warren. When in doubt, just like it's third down and
That's what
8, and the Packers
that's what it
coming,
wound up being.
right?
And not to mention their receivers have come into their own for the most part. A guy like Alec Pierce was having a phenomenal season before Daniel Jones went down, man. They gonna be all
There's a
right,
reason why
man.
they quit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I do like the Colts. I think it's crazy how
No, I can't hear.
it's gonna be a close race. I think it's gonna be a close race coming down to the Texans and Colts when it's all said and done. And again, I said Texans and Colts, but it could very well be Texans, Colts, and Jags. It could very well be.
I think the MVP of all three teams is going to be the training staff. The MVP of all three of those teams.
All three teams damn sure got health issues most times. Whenever you don't know what's going to happen is because, damn, who's going to be out there? Who's going to be healthy? So, no, I
Right.
agree with that. I agree with that. We can get down to the division we kind of been hinting at for the last 40, 50 minutes. Get them a last little 20 minutes to talk about the AFC West, man. There was a time where everything that mattered in the AFC came out the AFC West, and that was because of a guy named Patty Mahomes. Patty Mahomes took a year off with an injury. Patty's back for the Chiefs. I personally think Bo Nix and the Broncos are a serious threat to everybody in the NFL, not just the West, not just the AFC, but to the NFL because of what they're able to do defensively and running the ball. I'm not a super fan of the Chargers, but I do believe that Mike McDaniels going over there and being offensive coordinator is going to unlock even more talent in Justin Herbert. And then I like what I see down in Vegas. I like the direction they're going with Mendoza. Obviously, they on the fence about whether they start in Mendoza or Kirk Cousins. I will personally start Mendoza because let's be realistic. Vegas, you're not winning the division. You're not winning the Super Bowl. None of that is going to happen. So I would give Mendoza those reps because no matter who you start, you're not winning your division, in my opinion. My opinion. I could be wrong. My opinion is you won't win your division. So if I'm Vegas, I'm starting Mendoza. But I think all of the storylines in the AFC West are amazing, man. Starting off with Patty Mahomes coming back, man. What y'all think that's going to mean for the Chiefs with the addition of Kenneth Walker and the newly married? Don't forget the newly married Travis Swift. What y'all think about the Chiefs this year, man? Going to Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs are in the conversation.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
that shit over with.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound weird, but as a Bears fan, I watched the New York Giants let the Eagles sniff the division one year, and I was like, yo, the Giants better not let the Eagles sniff the division, bro. You don't want nobody. You don't need a substitute driver, right? And yo, the Giants let the Eagles sniff the division, and the Eagles never look back. You know what I'm saying? Even in their down year, they still win the division. Even in a down year, they still win the division. And the Chiefs let the Broncos
see what it was like to win it. They let them see what it was like to win it. They let them see what it was like to win it finally. Yeah, because when you think about it, they have been running through this division for years and years and years now. Since Pat been there, they've been running through it. So I like that point. I like that point, especially because you can see. I don't want to say the demise of Kansas City or the fall off of Kansas City, but even the year that Patty got hurt, when you think about it, they were just beating teams by one possession. Teams that we thought they should have been they were beating everybody by one possession. You just gave Patty the ball at the end and he figured it out. And although a win is a win, you don't want to keep winning like that. That's definitely not a way you want to just continue. Oh, we able to just close. As long as we can close, we fine. Like, no, you want to be able to, the teams you're supposed to handle, you want to be able to handle. You don't want to be in dog fights with teams like the
every week.
You know what I mean?
You don't need that every week.
Yeah, and that was what the Chiefs was falling victim to was they were winning, but they were in fights every week, week after week.
And you
Week
know what
after week they was in fights.
this come down to? To me, it comes down to the Chiefs had an offensive line problem the year they lost. They lost to somebody in the Super Bowl, and like the defensive line from some team just ran through the offensive line the whole game. I think that was like what 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Well, you think about it, the year that they went to the Super Bowl versus Tom Brady, they almost killed Patrick Mahomes. Like they was all over him the whole game because they lied.
Yeah, but I think it was who won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So the Seahawks won it last year. Who won it 2 years ago? Okay, so this must be a crazy question. Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. So 2 years ago.
No, go ahead and look it up. You got time. Look it up.
Okay, all right. I'll look it up. All right. So the 2024 Super Bowl. Yeah, I have to look this up, man. I can't remember. I remember
Go
a lot
ahead.
of stuff. But...
We waiting on you.
All that over this. Yo, all this drama over that, bro.
Hey,
Come on, man.
why you think I reacted like that?
Chat, come on, hey, chat, come. Y'all know that ain't fair. Come on, man. What we doing out here? Like, yo, these streets is wild, bro. Right, these streets is wild. All right, so
that's why I reacted like that, dog.
Okay, my bad. I just couldn't recall, right? So, but here's the thing, right? In that game against the Eagles, the Chiefs could not block the Eagles front four. Not with blitzing.
We didn't blitz at all.
They didn't send 5 people.
We didn't blitz at all that Super Bowl.
They rotated in 4 fresh dogs all the time, and the Chiefs couldn't block them, right? And they lost. The score was like, I think the score was like 37-7 for a long time.
Yeah, I was about to say we was up 30. We was up 30 on them at halftime.
Yeah, for a long time.
We was up 30 on them at halftime.
You know what I'm saying? And then, but what happened was, after that season, you know what the Chiefs did? Instead of re-signing Joe Thuney and letting Chris Jones walk, they re-signed Chris Jones and traded Joe Thuney to the Bears. And then guess what team got good overnight, and guess what team got bad overnight?
We saw it.
Overnight, the Bears are good. Right?
We saw it with our own eyes.
And then overnight, the Chiefs are mid. Remember, the Chiefs were having a bad season. Like, the Chiefs were not going to make the playoffs. The game Pat Mahomes got injured in, they had to win that game to stay qualified.
It came down. Yeah, I was about to say it came down to they had to win out to win it. I mean, I'm sorry, not to win it. To go to the playoffs, they had to win out. Like, they weren't head over heels killing people before that.
Right. And then the question is this year, who did you replace Joe Thuney with? Nobody.
Who did they? I was about to say, who did they replace Joe Thuney?
You can't really replace Joe Thuney, but they had him, and they thought they could. Right. So now you're looking at the Chiefs with an offensive line issue, a quarterback that's coming off of a repaired knee, right? A team in your division that was in the AFC Championship, and a team in San Diego who the only issues they had last year was a consistent passing game problem. They could run the football, right? They, even with their backup linemen, they could run the football a little bit. They just couldn't keep drives going. And I don't know what they did like off the rip to address their quarterback and passing game issues. But what I do know is if they did anything, bro, if they added a receiver, if they changed coordinator, if they did anything, the Chargers are back in the conversation.
Well, they definitely changed their coordinator. They got Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel over there and with the Chargers now, and I actually do like that addition. I like that addition because of his ability to open up playbooks, open up offensive players, and I do think that Justin Herbert's a super talented quarterback. But I'm tired of like people acting like he did something. Like I
Yeah,
don't like how people get all of this praise because they get stats. I'm
right.
not a stats guy. I've seen
Josh
stats
Allen.
my whole life. I've seen stats my whole life. Like I'm sorry to say this, but my basketball team hasn't won a championship in 43 years. My football team, up until the Super Bowl that they won, hadn't won a Super Bowl at all.
Right.
That individual, that hey, my guy can throw for 5,000 yards. Shit, do not excite me no more.
And the
If you're
Phillies
not
are
helping
trash.
us, if
Right.
you're not helping us win a Super Bowl, then I'm sorry. Stop holding him up. Stop holding guys like Justin Herbert with guys that have won Super Bowls. He shouldn't be able to sit in a conversation with Matthew Stafford, Patrick Mahomes. Like, why can't he talk with these guys? Why? Because he throws for 4,000,
That's what I
5,000
said about
yards.
Josh
I
Allen. That's the
hate
same
that
thing I said
shit.
about. Yeah.
I hate that they able to sit in the same room. No,
Yeah,
no, they shouldn't be able to sit in the same
DG,
room.
can I ask you this question though, just as a side?
What's up?
Is this not the reason why we are frustrated that guys like Jalen Hurts, who is a winner on every level, win championships, gets less praise than Josh Allen, who has won nothing?
but we
It's
know
not
why he
even
don't get no praise.
it's not even less praise. It's just flat out hate.
It's flat
Like
out hate
it'd be different if they just was quiet about Jalen Hurts. Every other week, is this a make or break year for Jalen Hurts? Is he on the hot seat this year? Why would he be on the hot seat when this man been to the playoffs every year he's been a starter?
because they
Why
moved the
the hell would
goalposts.
he be? That shit is crazy to me. Why would
They
he
moved
be on the hot seat? The
they
quarterback that
moved the
take him to the playoffs
goalposts.
every time he was a starter should be on the hot seat, huh?
Yeah, but
And
this is how they moved the goalposts.
in the process of that, he got you a Super Bowl and took you to two. And he should. The question is he on a hot seat? It don't make sense. But then guys like Justin Herbert are, oh my God, his arm talent. This guy is this.
Josh
This guy
Allen,
is
this is
that.
what I'm saying
I
about Josh
was
Allen, bro.
I would
But
say
at least
this.
Josh Allen got the individual. He got
Yeah,
MVP. Justin Herbert ain't got shit.
He didn't deserve. Josh Allen didn't deserve that MVP.
He
You know
got it.
he
Lamar
didn't.
Jackson.
Whether you look,
Y'all know
whether he
Lamar
deserves it or not, he
Jackson should
got
have
it.
won that MVP.
Lamar
Whether he
Jackson should have
deserves
got
it
the
or
Y'all
not,
know
he
MVP.
got
Lamar
it.
Jackson should have
He
won that
got it.
MVP.
He got it. He got it.
But
No matter how you
Y'all know that.
slice it.
I'll say this about the Chiefs though. As much as I don't like the Broncos, I don't. I'm not a fan of their coach. And I'm not a big fan of Bo Nix in year two. It's all because of the scouting report when the scouting report comes out. But I will say he do look good throwing the ball to Jason Waddle. Like he looks really good throwing the ball to Jason Waddle. Like and the defense is lights out. But it's like when you sleep on Andy Reid and the Chiefs. Me knowing Andy Reid for so long, and I've seen him do more with less, better than anybody except for the Patriots' old head coach because he used to do more with less as well. Belichick was a machine of doing more with less. Andy Reid is right there, and I'm not going to sleep on Andy Reid. I think they get into the playoffs this year. I don't know if they win a division, but I know if they get into the playoffs, they're going to beat Bo Nix. They're going to beat whoever in that division in the playoffs. That's what I will say
No,
about the Kansas City Chiefs.
I definitely think they could still end up in the playoffs. I could see honestly, yeah. I could see that division putting in two teams for sure. I don't count Patty and them out, man. Although I'm very high on Denver, man. I like you just said, I'm never ever gonna count out Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Ever.
Yeah,
I won't I refuse to. I can't. I
not
can't
till I
figure a
see it.
way. I gotta see them actually be ass. Like I've
Yes,
seen them be all right, not as good, but I gotta see them
yes.
be ass for me to say, yo, the Chiefs don't got a chance. But as long as Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes
I'm
together,
different, bro.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna just say they done. I'm not so freeze. The difference between what I'm saying is I don't have them being the division champs, but I wouldn't say they don't matter. Now, am I
They matter. They do matter.
they
Like I'm not saying
they
that they're
matter,
not winning three
but
games.
but they could also easily finish third in that division.
But here's the thing, because I think I know Andy Reid better than y'all know Andy Reid. Respectfully,
Wow.
respectfully, re-
Wow.
re- respectfully. Here's the thing that I know about Andy Reid. Andy Reid, while he doesn't have a shelf life, Andy Reid does get to a place where you're like, okay, this is what we're going to get out of Andy Reid, right? Now, the end of the and I this is what I know about Andy Reid and y'all don't. The end of the Andy Reid era came when a superstar quarterback, number 5, was scrambling for a first down. He went out of bounds and tore his knee up. That was
Who
the
was
end
that?
of the number 5 era and the Andy Reid era. Right? Now, here's the thing in Kansas City. I see Andy Reid on the sideline where the quarterback, number whatever he is scrambling out of bounds and he tears his knee up. Right? Now, y'all might say it's karma. I'm going to say as a conscientious observer, meaning I see it, but I have no vested interest. So I'm just looking at the facts. Right? I don't have any heart thing attached to Andy Reid
Mm-hmm.
or his history. What I see is that the quarterback injured himself doing the same thing that I saw a quarterback 20 years earlier injure himself doing, also in a dynamic offense that had Westbrook. And my personal friend, they cut my personal friend, right? They cut my personal friend, Deuce Staley, for a running back out of Villanova, out of a basketball school, and didn't even call him into the office and call him on the phone while he was out eating lunch. My man was holding out for a little bit more money, right? Deuce Staley holding out just for a little bit. He like, yo, I'm making like $850,000. I just want to make $1 million like other star running backs. They're like, yo, wait, we'll call you back. Meanwhile, he doing a commercial where he had to spell the word chrysanthemum. I know y'all don't remember that. I remember that because I know Deuce Staley, right?
The bad part about it is Philadelphia has never done right by Duke Staley. That he should have been the hire after Doug Peterson. Like I think everybody in Philadelphia thought Duke Staley should have been the hire, and they hired Dick Sirianni. They hired Dick Sirianni, and
Can't say
and
it was bad.
Deuce was, and I'm not mad at it. I actually don't hate Nick Sirianni. As most Eagles fans do hate Nick Sirianni,
I know
but
that.
Deuce was of the ilk of y'all keep on doing this to me, and that's when he left our coaching staff. Like we
Right.
wanted him back as our running back coach, but he like, yo, y'all keep doing this, so y'all keep giving me these side jobs, but refuse to give me a shot at the head coach. And it was just time. He bounced, man. We never do Deuce. We ain't did Deuce Staley right since he said he wanted to
Since
be here, man.
chrysanthemum. Since,
Yeah.
since he had that commercial, the NFL. You remember when the NFL used to have commercials? When the NFL used to do commercials with the kids or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, but even since then, I saw Andy Reid, right, with an injured quarterback, and here's the thing. This didn't happen one time in Kansas City. Everybody, remember, this happened twice in Kansas City already. Remember, they also had a
Yeah,
quarterback.
Alex Smith
Alex
initial.
Smith.
Yeah,
But
Alex
but
Smith is the reason Patrick Mahomes is playing.
but coach, I don't all the way follow because I mean when it happened, Alex Smith took the Chiefs to the deep in the playoffs, and
Mhm.
then here comes Mahomes who did what he's done, and then if you go back into Philly, number 5 took us to the Final Four, Super Bowl almost every
We
year
went we
before
went to the
Andy
NFC
Reid.
Championship almost every year.
Yeah,
Under Andy. But
I'm,
that's my point, coach. My point is Andy Reid is a great coach. I'm not saying that he should be fired. What I'm saying is every now and then the Andy Reid thing needs to be reset. That's
Oh,
all I'm
okay.
saying.
That okay.
and I
I
believe,
wasn't tracking what you was going with.
yeah,
That
but I believe so. I don't want to get into the theory of I don't believe Mahomes' full extent of his injury, his knee injury, because I ain't never seen nobody come back in 7 months and still ball out from an ACL injury. But I believe that was the reset. Like, all right, well, we got out of this. We got a higher draft pick than what we was going to get. We got weapons in here. We fixed our offensive line. We got a running game. We got our offensive coordinator back. They look rejuvenated to me. And one thing about Andy Reid, he is a winner. Andy Reid is like the last of a dying breed of coming from the real coaching tree. Like if you look at the coaching tree that he's come from the old West Coast and all the coaches that he's been around from them Green Bay teams. I mean, he the last of a dying breed, and it's the reason why he has dominated for so long. I can't sleep on Andy Reid until I see it with my own eyes that they don't
No,
win it.
I'm
Like
of
that's
that
how much
same. I'm
respect.
of that same mindset, bro. I'm of
Yeah,
that
like
same
that's how
mindset.
much respect I got for Andy. Like, nah, bro.
Yeah. Big Red always get the respect of Philly fans because one, we watched him be able to do it for us, even though we
Yeah.
never crossed the finish line. But then obviously we loved Andy even after he left. So we got to watch him doing in Kansas City, like, damn, dog, this motherfucker, all he do is win. And again, like
Yeah.
to Chip's point, all we ever did was go to the NFC Championship under Andy Reid. Like every year.
With less.
Yes, that's not the ultimate goal, but he just know how to like what I'll say is an Andy Reid team will never not be prepared.
I think yeah,
And
I think yeah, y'all
although
dismissed
they
my
won't be the
Philadelphia
favorite,
reset though. Remember Philadelphia reset without McNabb. For those that remember Vince Young and Michael Vick.
yeah,
So
Remember the Michael Vick, Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson era
yes,
yeah,
in
of course,
Philadelphia?
the dream team,
but we were,
Yeah, yeah,
fucking Vince Young.
and
but we were.
that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is reset. That I'm not saying Andy Reid should
But
be fired or Pat Mahomes.
you don't feel like that's what they're in the middle of now though, because they've
No,
never had a back of the caliber
let me
of
question you
Kenneth
with this.
Walker.
Let me question you with this then.
Mhm.
Can you name, and honestly, can you tell me that you know 2 Kansas City offensive linemen? No. Right. That's the thing. And I'm not
But
saying that just because I think I do, because I don't. I know Josh Simmons because he played at Ohio State, and I know Creed
I was about to
Humphrey.
say, and I know Creed Humphreys. Yeah, that's all I was about to say. I could stop at Creed Humphreys. After Creed Humphreys, I don't know they
But,
line.
but all them other dudes is alphabet soup, bro. I wouldn't. Them dudes can walk past me in Walmart, and I wouldn't know.
I
But
mean, you
just
can
because
say
you
that
don't know them does not mean that
that they
they not
can't
going to be
play. We can
prepared for
say
the
that about
season.
25.
Right.
Yeah,
We
just
can
because
say
we
that
don't
about
know their
almost half of the
names.
league that we don't know.
I've been telling people that all season about my wide receiver room. Everybody telling me how trash my wide receiver room. Why? Because y'all don't know their names. Just because we don't know their names don't mean they not gonna ball.
They're
But
gonna
but
get
but,
the
but no,
opportunity.
but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I can't comfortably say that their reset is finished because I don't know
Okay.
these dudes.
Well,
That's
here's
Okay.
the thing. Here's the thing. Well, here is we putting the Chargers on the pedestal. Their line was terrible last year. Their line was beyond terrible last year, and we don't know if they
who was it? Who
fix
was
it.
it you said though?
The
Chargers.
Chargers,
Oh yeah. Because they were injured. Remember they 2 big tackles were out for the year.
and so we don't know what they're going to be this year. We do
Yeah.
know the Chiefs' defense is going to be prepared. Spag is
Chiefs defense
awesome.
gonna be
Another
prepared.
former Eagle. We do like all around the board. They are well coached, and like you said, BG, they are going to be prepared.
Yeah,
They,
that's the biggest part to me is that you're never gonna be over. They're never not gonna be prepared for a game, no matter if they have all of their talent, no matter if they offensive line. Like you gonna know you played the Chiefs. I still feel like because of the game plan that Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid gonna be able to bring to the table. No
Dog,
matter what, they gonna be in
I think
games.
y'all giving Andy Reid too much credit. Are y'all really comfortable thinking like if Mahomes don't come back till week 5, y'all really think Justin Fields is gonna have this team in the win column?
well, they got a sweet start. They start out the schedule sweet, man.
Let me see. Let me see
They
what the Chiefs look like
Justin
week one.
Fields,
Damn. Hey, it ain't easy to start. Yeah, damn. They both home
bro,
games, but you start against Denver and Indy.
and
bro,
and 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 we'll see what Denver is. We'll see
and
what Denver is over
they
the
might
day.
lose they might lose like they might lose those first 2 games with Mahomes healthy.
Yeah, I was about to say Denver and Indy. Denver and Indy ain't the two teams I want to start off against if I'm coming off of ACL. If he's starting the season, I don't know if Patty's going to start the
Well,
season.
I'll
But
tell
even
you
if he's
this.
ready, I don't know if those are the two defenses I want him going against.
I'll tell
Right.
you this. That's true, but I don't know what Daniel Jones is going to look like.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But I know
You,
the
you,
Indy defense is going to be amazing. That's what I'm saying. I know the Indy defense is going to be pretty good.
yeah.
But here's
Not
the thing about
amazing. I didn't mean to say amazing.
but here's the thing about Daniel Jones. If Daniel Jones looked like a pumpkin when he come back, right? Didn't we always think he was a pumpkin?
Okay.
Right? Like if he come back and he looked like a pumpkin, he'd be like, oh, we'd be like, okay, well, last year was an aberration. He just got hot.
But who are they
Right.
going to turn to?
But if Pat Mahomes come back looking like a pumpkin, He was
Well, I mean,
the former league MVP and Super Bowl champ. Dog, there's a difference.
well, this is
Face
what
of the
I'll say.
NFL,
If
$500 million man.
Right, right.
if he come back, in week 5, watch out, because I think he's gonna come back when he get a chance to watch the game.
That'll be ideal, Chip. Just as that, didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, actually. But after those 2 games, they go to Miami, they go to Vegas, and then they have they bye. So week
Right.
6 would be the ideal because they then start the division. Well, not start the division games because they already played Denver and Vegas, but then they have a division game against the Chargers. So I think ideal would be October 18th versus the Chargers, week 6, off of a bye.
And the league will be in
Right.
trouble. I don't think. I think if he is able to sit out to week 6 and come back fully healthy, that division is in trouble, some serious trouble. That's what I
The
believe.
only
The later he's able to come back and play, the more that division is in trouble. But if he got to come back early, I don't know. But
If
I'm
if
telling
I'm
you,
the Broncos, bro, I'm like, take your time. You come back when you want, because we already got the formula to beat you, bro. We got one of the best pass rushes in the game. And if you throw the football, if you throw a loose
don't
football
throw
in
in there,
these
Patrick
areas,
Surtain.
bro,
yeah,
you feel
They
me?
they co- they
yeah,
corners is nasty. I'm telling you, Denver's defense is I like that defense, dog.
Denver
That
don't
defense is
care.
loaded. That
And
defense
then
is loaded.
it's similar to New England in a way where New England gonna get pressure on you, and you throw that football out to the corner with zero out there. He wears zero out there for a reason, bro. He ain't letting you get nothing.
that is
Ain't
a
nothing coming up.
that's a cold that's a cold jersey number for a DB.
Yeah, when you
Zero.
think about when you explain why you got zero on,
Yo,
Yeah,
ooh,
yeah,
it used
yeah,
to
look,
be
every
it
time
used
that
to be
receiver lined up in front of you, he look at that number like, damn, this
damn.
motherfucker.
It
yeah,
used to
yeah,
be the two coldest numbers was 21 and 24.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
hey, he making a name. He making a case for zero. He
For
making a
zero,
serious case for
zero is
zero.
definitely in the conversation.
That's why I'm glad the NFL allowed that whole number switch up years ago, where they started letting
Yes,
players be able to
yes,
have why I can't have a certain number because I play. Come on, man. I
yeah,
love that the no fun league allowed the NFL to have a little bit of allowed them to have a little bit of fun with their numbers, man. I really do
absolutely,
like that about the NFL now. But
absolutely.
real quick before we get out of here, because I know my dog Freezy got to go. I need y'all final on the
Hey, can
AFC
I have like
West
20 minutes? Hey,
on the
I'm good.
AFC West, I need your final prediction for the division winner, and then I got one last question for y'all.
Okay.
So
Eh,
AFC
Who you?
West. I hate to go with this team, but I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos, bro. I
Yeah,
hate to go with them. I do not like their head coach, but I'm gonna have to go with them. They
I don't
going
like
they
their head coach either,
yeah they gonna win. They gonna win. They gonna win. They should win the NFC West, the AFC
for
West. I'm
sure.
sorry.
I'm going with both Knicks and the Broncos as well, man. I think what their defense is able to do, and I do think that Bo Nix is a solid quarterback. I get it. This is a sophomore season, so usually we see who a
Sophomore
quarterback truly
slump.
is. We usually see what a quarterback truly is this year. So now that tape is out, we shall see. But you know what? I'm willing to gamble on it right now and say I'm going to take the Broncos. Freeze.
Broncos.
Oh,
It
that's
sounds like it's a
only
clean
unanimous.
sweep. That's our
Yeah,
first unanimous of the day, huh?
yeah, yeah.
We had to wait till we got down, but this is one thing. Even though Chip already bought his up, man, I want to know after we talked about this entire conference, man, who stands out to you? Give me your top three teams if you had to put them in order, or who you picking to go to the Super Bowl. I would say one, but Chip already gave you his one. But if it's not that team, who you got? So give me your top three teams in the AFC this upcoming season. If y'all like, I will go first so y'all can get y'all thoughts together.
Go ahead. You got it.
I like that. I'm going first off. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Since we just ended in the AFC West, I like the Denver Broncos. They have everything that you will want in a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying that they should win the Super Bowl, but I think they can easily represent the AFC. My second team that I'm gonna go with. Every time I pick this team, they let me down, and they still haven't done it. I think Josh Allen. I'm putting some fire to your ass today, and I'm saying I'm picking you to go to the Super Bowl at the AFC. So
Mhm.
maybe you want to do it. And maybe if I say it, you'll do it. So that'll be my second team is the Buffalo Bills. And then I gotta go with Lamar, man. So at some point, Lamar Jackson deserves to be on that Super Bowl stage, and I think it's overdue. We talked about it earlier. FREEZIE doesn't like the continuity change. They've been under Harbaugh for at least the last 20 so years, and with that change, you just don't know. But I think with the talent that Lamar Jackson brings to the table, man, he got to be able to get his team over the hump at some point. Just be in the game. I ain't even telling you to win it, Lamar. Make it to the game. So I'm going Broncos, Bills, Ravens as my top three teams that I think have a true shot of going to the Super Bowl in the AFC.
All right, so I'll say my Super Bowl favorite first. I think the NFL is going to get fatigued with Josh Allen, and I think people are going to jump off the bandwagon, especially now that the Patriots are good, right?
Mhm.
Buffalo had their shot when the Patriots were down; they didn't take advantage of it. Now the Patriots are good again. I think Buffalo is back to being wings, right? All right, so I think I'm gonna throw this shocker out here. And I know y'all may laugh, and everybody watching.
I'm not going it's your opinion. I
watch,
will not laugh at your opinion.
I watch football, everybody, and I don't play outdated versions of Madden. Trust me, I play updated versions of Madden too, also. So here's my thing. I think a healthy Joe Burrow is undeniable. I think Joe Burrow is an elite NFL quarterback talent, right? If in a world where TJ Higgins, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase can all stay healthy, I think there's no defense in the NFL. There's no passing. There's no passing defense in the NFL that can stop them. Right? That I don't. I think and while I do think the Patriots are good, and I do think the Broncos are good, I do think the Ravens are good. And I do think the the AFC South is going to have three
Three really solid teams.
They may have a division winner and both wild cards come out the same division. They may. You never know.
Very
right?
well so. Very well so. I can see all three.
They have something to say about that, right? We'll see, right? But here's the thing. I think the Cincinnati Bengals had two major issues to address in the offseason that makes them a championship contender. Their run defense up the middle used to be trash. Now they have Dexter Lawrence, right? And they needed a safety, right? Now the safety concerns, I think they addressed it. I don't know to what extent, but if Dexter Lawrence is the Dexter Lawrence that we know that he is, Dexter Lawrence is a top 5 defensive lineman in the NFL, period. He requires sometimes triple teams on plays. Dexter Lawrence is that good, right? And if that frees up the Cincinnati Bengals first round draft pick defensive ends to get better, I think the Bengals defense won't be elite, but they'll go from poor.
Definitely not elite.
They'll go from poor to average, which means that Joe Burrow and that elite offense, could, score a bunch of points and keep big leads. That's been their thing. Nobody questions their ability to score, right? The thing about Cincinnati is they're always
they can't stop nothing. They can't stop nothing. They always behind. They always in a position where they have to score. They always have to score.
This is the crazy part to me. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is Joe Burrow's record on game-winning drives to decide the game?
Oh, I don't know.
You want me to tell you?
You sure?
Oh, you got it already. I was about to look it up.
1-11.
Right.
So that ain't the defense fault. The defense job is to get the ball back to the quarterback to win the game. He is 1-11.
Right.
So they are mediocre. They're going to get him the ball back. He got to win the game.
Right.
All right.
Right. Remember this too. Joe Burrow is one of those 11 that you counting, right? Is one Aaron Donald sack away from being the Super Bowl champs. If you remember, just remember this: Joe Burrow is in his throwing motion to a wide open receiver in the back of the end zone, and he can't get the ball to that receiver because one of the greatest defensive players to have ever played football. Now, mind you, if that was an average defensive player, the Cincinnati Bengals would have been a Super Bowl champ.
Let me say it this way: the running back was wide open coming out the backfield. You only needed a yard. Check it down, get the first down, keep the drive alive, and then
All right.
we'll see. But hey,
That's the problem with these 5,000-yard quarterbacks that y'all all love. I'm not talking to
yeah,
Freezie and I'm not talking to Coach. That's the problem with all these 5,000-yard receivers that y'all love that want to be superstars and superheroes all the time. I'll deal with my quarterback making the right read when it matters. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on that, but I just don't
Clearly,
like how they be putting all these dudes over
he was
Jalen Hurts
making the
that
correct.
make all the right decisions, and they put all these
Yeah,
dudes over them that make all
you
the
talking
wrong
about the dude
decisions.
that
I'm
beat Pat
sorry.
Mahomes head? You talking about the dude that beat Pat Mahomes head up in the
can,
AFC
can I
Like,
can
Championship
I
game?
name my list? Can I name my
You talking
list?
about
Because
the
I
dude that
don't
beat
even want
Andy
to.
Reid
I
in
don't
the
don't get me
AFC
talking
Championship
about
game,
Hurts.
right?
Can I
I
name
can't
my
wait
list?
till next week. I can't wait till next
I
week when we
can't
talk about
wait
the
next
NFC.
week.
I can't wait
But
till next week when we talk about the NFC.
let me give you
Y'all
my.
don't want to hear my Eagles take, bro.
Let,
Y'all
let,
might
let-
want to have me. Y'all might want to ban me from this one.
you know what?
Oh man,
Let me give you my top three because I'm gonna bury you next week. I ain't even gonna get on that. But I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. It's Lamar time. It's Lamar time to shut it all out. Joe Burrow don't have a chance because he can't beat Lamar. And let's get that. Let's get that out the way. Joe Burrow can't win the conference and get to the playoff because he can't beat Lamar. Lamar be tearing them up, and they're gonna do it again this year. So you'll see Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl. But I'm gonna just right now. Of course they're number one.
they'll
I'm
be
gonna
your
go
number
with
one.
old. I'm gonna go with old Josh Allen at number two. I think the
Oh,
Bills.
Josh Allen.
I think the Bills gonna do something. They got a chance. And then I was at a toss up with Denver and the Patriots. I really
That
don't
those
like
are
the
the two
Patriots,
teams.
but as much as I don't like them, AJ is gonna do his thing. I know he's gonna be clutch. And okay, I'm gonna give them their credit, and only because I would love to see them in the Super Bowl against us. I would love it.
Oh, oh hell yeah.
There's nothing else that I would love to do more than go ahead and smacking around AJ Brown in the Super Bowl.
Against who?
What?
Us,
Us? What you talking about?
us.
Come on, bro.
Anymore us.
Don't mess with my list.
We
I ain't
got any
got
more?
that because
Freeze,
we're
we've
gonna
been
have to
having a
take
good
this another
pod.
hour.
Freeze, we've been having a good pod. We said we're not going to do this until
Don't
next
take it
Saturday.
there,
Don't
bro.
you get on here talking crazy now.
Don't. Hey, Freezy, where you from? You from
I'm,
Chicago?
no, I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, that's why. That just makes sense. I was about to say, you know what? You kind of soulful, but you said I'm from New Jersey. I just messed it all the way up. No, you
Hey,
just
and
messed it.
no make it even worse, Chip. He a Knicks fan too.
He a Knicks
Of,
man.
of
I can
course.
give you. I can
He
give
a
you a little
Knicks
bit
fan.
of a
Hey,
slack being a Knicks fan.
hey,
Look,
no disrespect. No
me and
disrespect.
Chip we rock with the Philly
Y'all.
connection of the Knicks. So we love y'all players, but we hate y'all, the Knicks.
Yes.
I love Jalen Brunson. I'm happy with the Philly connection y'all have, but
Right.
screw the Knicks.
Right. But here's the thing, respectfully, and this is respectfully to two people that are experts about sports and know the ins and outs of each sport, how it works, and how to apply opinions to it. Y'all gotta respect the Knicks, bro. We the champs.
Oh
Oh,
no,
yeah.
100%,
It's that
100%.
simple because if the Sixers were the champs, I would have had to respect y'all for
Yeah.
the
Get
climb.
give me give me
That's
10
why when I
months. Give me 10 months.
no, I ain't give nah.
And about
Yeah, you
in
talking about
about 10 months,
with
we're
a
gonna have this
43-year-old
conversation.
small forward, bro? Come on, man.
You gonna watch it and have fun. But
You gonna love it. You gonna love it, man.
I'm looking forward to a Jalen Hurts Lamar Jackson Super Bowl.
I would love to
Get
see that,
ready.
man. I would
Get
love to
ready.
But
see that,
on
man.
Madden?
Huh?
I'm
What'd you
sorry, I
say?
didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
that'd be better than what was it, Tony Dungy and Lovey Smith Super Bowl? Was
Oh,
that
of
Tony Dungy and
course.
Lovey? That would
I
be
can't
bigger,
believe you
man,
like the
because
Bears with bum ass Rex
we've
Grossman.
seen we've seen the two black coaches go at it, man. It would be well, I guess we've seen two black quarterbacks. That was disrespectful because Patrick Mahomes is
Ooh, easy, bro.
that
Because the
was that was
Eagles have
about to be
had some bad
disrespectful.
quarterbacks over the years too.
That was
Now
about to be
They ain't
disrespectful.
had no bum ass Rex Grossman.
I can, bro. I remember I saw a dude in the mall with a Rodney Pete jersey on, bro, and I was like, somebody bought a Rodney Pete jersey.
You're right.
I was happy. I actually liked when Rodney. I liked Rodney Pete when he was our backup. I was happy with him being just our backup though. Like I didn't want him to play, but I liked Rodney Pete when he was our backup, man.
Bro,
Man.
I saw a dude with a Koi Detmer jersey. Koi Detmer.
Dog,
Hey, he
you don't
won us games,
understand.
homie,
You don't understand how Philly do,
and took his
dog.
belt off at the
We get behind.
touchdowns, bro. He won us some games, dog. He was a good backup.
Listen, I understand. Like when we said it about Cleveland, like Cleveland always searching for a quarterback. Listen, I understand why they're right and why they're wrong at the same time. Right?
Mhm.
Understand what your passion is versus what's practical right now for this group of players that you got. Right? You know what I'm saying? You out here searching. You out here, in my opinion, when it comes to quarterback, if you can't love the one you want, love the one you with. That's my thing, right? Because you're not gonna get Arch Manning until next year anyway,
We
right?
Mhm.
ain't get Archie Manning at all. Come on.
Whoever they get is what I'm saying. Whoever they
All
get
right.
at quarterback, it does to me. It don't even
I
matter.
was
We,
about to
we got
say,
our
I can
quarterback.
guarantee you one thing. I can guarantee you one thing. Ain't none of that Manning family letting that man go to Cleveland. They
No.
is not letting. I don't care what happened. He ain't going to Cleveland.
The
I
same
don't
way
care.
they ain't let Eli go to the Chargers.
Yeah,
No,
Right,
sir.
they
right,
is not letting that man go to quarterback purgatory. Hell, no.
right,
Anywhere but Cleveland.
right. But you remember when y'all first started Jalen Hurts, and people was like, "Man, they only let him do half field reads, and he a second year player. He too short to play quarterback." Remember all those things they said about Jalen
Hmm.
Hurts
He
at the
got
end of the
small hands.
yeah, all of that, right? All of that. The end of the year, the Eagles is like raising the trophy and all this stuff. The Eagles with all this stuff, and nobody even mentioned none of the takes they made earlier on in the summer.
They
Of
never
It's
do.
course.
like it's like
They
they
never do.
swallowed their words.
They
They
never
never do,
do.
man. They never do. And the
Right,
crazy thing is, not only do they never do, they'll double down and come back the next year and act like it didn't happen.
I told
right,
you, and while
They'll
they
still come back and act like he didn't win. Like
right, they just continue to move the goalposts. That's what they do.
shit
right,
Do you
crazy,
think?
man.
Do
right.
you think Caleb Williams better than Hurts?
No, no, this is the
Okay.
AFC
All right.
show.
All right. I'm gonna
We
let it
will
ride.
see y'all right back here again. This episode's coming out. It's Saturday afternoon. It's Saturday afternoon, but this episode will be out tomorrow, Sunday. So next Sunday, y'all will be able to watch the NFC show that we gonna have. And the
Right.
way this AFC show
Woo!
went down, and none of us is AFC fans, I'm worried about next week. We gonna have a weirdo Cowboy fan in here with us next week, Smitty.
Woo! I
We're gonna have
cannot wait.
hopefully we got my Bears fan right here, and you already know Chip gonna be right here with me, man. Um, any last words before we get out of here, man? Before y'all get y'all last words, I just want to thank y'all both for coming on, man, talking
Right.
football with me, man. It's been a long time coming because y'all
My
already know,
pleasure.
man. I've been enamored with the WNBA all summer. Obviously, the NBA season was amazing. My basketball team just got LeBron James and Jalen Brown. I haven't sat down and talked football yet. This is
Mm.
my first true football conversation, and it felt good. It felt good. So I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Any last word, Freeze? Oh, tell them
Um.
where to find you too. Always, it's gonna be in the bio, but
Oh,
y'all need to make sure y'all follow my dog pages, dog.
hey, for expert basketball takes about NBA and from Knicks fans, check out Blorange Tears on YouTube. Check us out on other social media places. Also to get Blorange Tears content, we do a joint also called Echo and Essence, where we talk about culture, like how a man's supposed to dress, how he's supposed to smell, TV shows, movies, cars, music, life, hip hop, everything, golf game. For those
You
that
don't want no
you know what I'm
problems.
saying? Right, but just right. Let me finish the
I
thing.
heard you get your
Let me
18
finish
in
the
different,
read, bro.
BG.
Yeah, he's sending the
Hey,
smoke before I finish my read, bro.
look,
I
I'm
heard you
ready.
get your
I'm
18
ready.
in different, dog.
Yeah, well, but if you if that's what you like intense, passionate, smart, intellectual, culturally based conversations about subjects that matter, check us out on Echo and Essence. That's what I got.
Yes, that's a fact, man. Freezy put out great content all the time, man. I love your Knicks driving to work, your Knicks driving to work combos, man. As much as I hate the Knicks, I just love the thought of that. Yo, you a Knicks fan and you driving to work right now. We're gonna talk about Knicks for the next 30 minutes while you driving to work. What better
Right.
time? So definitely go out there and check out all the Blorange Tears pages, man. Please, please, please. It'll be in the bio underneath. Chip, even though we can't see you, holla at the people.
Dang, I ain't know you can't see me. Hey,
You ain't know we couldn't see you all this time?
no, I did not know you could not see me all this time.
Yeah,
I'm looking at myself.
you been dark this whole time, dog. You been dark this whole
Hey,
time. You cool? It's cool
hey,
though.
Step
It's cool though,
into
man.
the dark side.
man, I'm gonna have to put
You
it in
old, man.
right. But be on the lookout for the new podcast that's coming out called Herbs and Spices. It's gonna be real hot, coming out blazing. Come follow your boy Coach underscore Green 03. Come holler at me on IG, man. I'll be ready. BG, thank you.
Y'all. Oh, you already know what time it is. You gonna be right back here probably. What day we doing the show? You want to do a show Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday.
Let's do
Tuesday
something
for
Tuesday. We're
sure.
gonna do all sports show on Tuesday. We wanted to concentrate strictly on the AFC North today. AFC North. We wanted to concentrate strictly on the AFC today. We're gonna strictly concentrate on the NFC next week. But in the middle of the week, we think about going live and just having a full sports show, man. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world that we want to touch on. So be on the lookout for that, man. Again, man, appreciate y'all for coming through. You already know what time it is, man. BG, what we talking about. And we out.